Hostratonikos Athenaios en kai geloios. So Hostratonikos is a name, Stratonicus. And remember that in Greek, often a name has the definite article before it. So Greek says the Stratonicus, where in English we would just say Stratonicus. And then the main verb is en, which means was. So it's the imperfect third person singular from Amy, I am. And then Athenaios means an Athenian. Kai means and geloios means a wit or a witty person. So that whole sentence means Stratonicus was an Athenian and a witty person. And then the second sentence, prosten maronean metaton philon ebainen. So the main verb is ebainen. So this is from bino, I go, and you can see it's got the augment, the e at the beginning, and then it's got an imperfect ending, right? On s e or n, omen ete on. So it's third person singular, imperfect. And there's no nominative noun that could be the subject, so we assume that the subject is he, referring back to Stratonicus. So he was going. Pros plus accusative means to or towards. So to Maronea, which is a seaside place in the far north of Greece. So he was going to Maronea, and again, Greek says the Maronea, but in English we wouldn't use the word the. So he was going to Maronea. Meta, now meta plus genitive means with, and here's the genitive, ton philon. So a philos is a friend, and this is genitive plural. So the whole sentence means he was going to Maronea with his friends, or with the friends. And then we go into direct speech, and this is Stratonicus talking. And the main verb is uk er. So uk means not, and er is the imperfect first person singular from Amy. So I was not. Now n plus dative means in, and the dative is ter maronea. And you can recognize the dative from the iota subscript below the eta here and below the alpha here. And then proteron means before, or previously, or in the past. So literally, the whole sentence means I was not in Maronea before. Or you could say I have never been in Maronea before. And then the next sentence is Allah, o philoi, kaluptete tus emus ophthalmus, kai agete me periten komen, kai lexo akribos pu esmen. So he says, but, that's Allah. O friends, o philoi. There it is, o philoi. So philoi is the nominative plural, or in fact vocative in this case, of philos, a friend. So, but, friends. And then, kaluptete. This is the plural imperative from kalupto, which means to cover. So, it's a command. So, he says, cover tous emus ophthalmus. So, here you've got tous ophthalmus, which means the eyes, accusative plural, because they're the object, and emus is the adjective meaning my, and it's agreeing with ophthalmus. So literally, Greek says, cover the my eyes. But in English, we wouldn't use the word the. We would just say, cover my eyes, and kai. Then agete is another plural imperative. So lead me, that's me in Greek. Peri, now peri plus accusative means around. So lead me around. And here's the accusative, ten komen, accusative singular of komer, meaning a village. So lead me around the village. And kai, lexo, this is the future tense of lego. Because remember, to form the future, what you do is you add an s to the stem. But the problem is that legso wasn't a very natural sound in Greek, so the g and the s combine into an x. So lexo means I will say, and then akribos is an adverb meaning exactly, and then pu here means where, and esmen is the first person plural of Amy, so it means we are. So the whole sentence means, but, friends, cover my eyes and lead me around the village, and I will say exactly where we are. And then the next sentence is hoi un philoi ton stratonikon periten komen ergon. So un, remember, always comes second word in the sentence, and it means therefore. So therefore, hoi philoi, the friends, nominative plural. And the verb is ergon. And this is the imperfect tense from ago, I lead. So remember, to form the imperfect, the first thing you have to do is add the augment, the letter E, to the beginning. And the E plus the A of ago merge together to form a long E, an eta. So instead of eago, you get ergon. Or instead of eagon, you get ergon. So, and then on is the third person plural imperfect ending. So they were leading. It could also be I was leading, but in the context, clearly hoi philoi are the subject because they're in the nominative case. So therefore, the friends were leading, and the object is ton stratonikon, accusative, stratonicus, and then you've got peri plus accusative again, meaning around, and your accusative is ten komen, the village. So the whole sentence means, therefore his friends were leading Stratonicus around the village. And then the next couple of sentences, pu esmen ara gignoskes. So pu again means where, and then esmen means we are, and it's a question, right? You can see the symbol there, which is, in English, it would be a semicolon, but in Greek, that's the question mark. So pu esmen, where are we? And then ara, that just introduces a question. And then gignoskes means you singular, know, from gignosko. So those two sentences together mean, where are we? Do you know? And then here we have the reply of Stratonicus. He says, pro tu kapeleu. So pro plus genitive means in front of. And the genitive is tu kapeleu. And a kapeleon is a pub. So in this case, and here it's genitive after pro. So in front of the pub is his reply. And they say, pro tu kapeleu esmen. So esmen, we are. Pro, in front of, plus genitive. Tu kapeleu, genitive, the pub. And then they say, alla, pose, gignoskes. So alla means but, pose is a question word meaning how, and gignoskes is again, you know. And you can tell this is a question again because of the question mark at the end. So those two sentences mean, we are in front of the pub, but how do you know? And here is his reply. Dioti uden ente maronea estin eimer capelea. So he says, dioti, because there is estin. So estin can mean he or she or it is, or there is. So there is uden, nothing. Ente maronea, in maronea. That's en plus dative. Except, that's the phrase eimer. And then capelea is the plural of the neuter noun capeleon, pubs. So that whole sentence, so they've asked him, he's been blindfolded, they've led him in front of this pub, and they've said, where are we? He says, in front of the pub. They say, how do you know? And this is his response at the end of the passage, because there is nothing in Maronea except pubs.